How's everybody else?
Everyone I associate with is thriving in abundance, limitless.
Hello and welcome. I am Helene, and I am here to give my reaction to Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 7, My Bloody Galentine's. Pardon my voice, it is that time of year. So Kimmy slid down to Madonna Destiny's beauty supply store, and they began to have this discussion that is inevitably the contention between her and Melody. Once again, Kimmy is the first one to bring it up. It's not like Destiny is bringing this up. People are mutually asking them about what's going on between them because they have a perception of their friendship that obviously isn't so. So Kimmy asks, what's the problem? What's going on? Destiny like, you tell me, I really don't know. This girl said I was talking shit about her and I didn't say nothing. And Kimmy was like, I heard that. She did tell me y'all was talking shit. And Destiny was like, tell me specifically what she said that I said. Kimmy said she never really got to that, as was noted in previous episodes when she delivers this same conversation to anybody who listens on her end as well. She never really gets to the point where she says anything. The closest she gets to saying that Destiny said something is that they said that she was a Scorpio. And I'm not going on no interpretation of what Scorpio means. I'm not deep into astrology as others are. So I don't get the dig. Anywho, Kimmy was like, I know y'all to break up to make up. Y'all tighter than this as far as what I thought. So I just thought y'all was going to make it back to each other. Destiny was like, yeah, I thought it wasn't nothing. I explained it to her. She really don't have no real reason why she beefing with me. And at some point, I care, but I don't care. I got real life going on. And not this high school shit she trying to play out. And Kimmy was like, then there's that. Yes, that's what it's always been, though. To be quite honest, from Kimmy's confessional, she says a minute it looked like everything going good, some breakdown or one. I really feel like this is Melody's attempt to center herself in a creation of a storyline that really isn't based on anything tangible or evident. Kimmy ultimately proposes a girls' night out, and Destiny was like, whatever it is, can it have an exit plan for me? So Marceau swing by Maurice's office to tell him what Martell proposed as getting back into business. And Marceau enters that Tisha bought out Martell, so she's the majority shareholder. Maurice is like, whose share is Martell gonna buy then? And you could tell it kind of tripped up Marceau a bit. Then they got to discussing leadership roles and how this Destiny project will give him insight into how they work together. So Maurice is affirming what Marceau wants to say anyway, that the way he fractured their relationship, leaving the business, and him getting caught cheating and throwing everybody else under the bus showed a lack of character. That's not exactly what he said, but it's what it was insinuated. And then he then goes into saying how Martell really needs to hunker down and focus on finishing what he starts. And that's what I was thinking before. I think I even brought it up in other reactions. Why isn't he following through with these other ventures on going in by himself? Why is he so reliant on partnership? Martell had to bring you a GMC factory before you let him come under the umbrella. So Maurice said essentially that's off the table, that he buy back into scope. Marceau is like, no, it's not off the table, but right now it's off the table. So the next scene is with Melody down to the psychotherapist by the name of Dominique. And in the confessional, she has a different look. Look like she slammed up some. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like Tammy from Basketball Wives. She went from looking like her mama to looking like Tammy. Anywho, she down here to the therapist going over the fact that she set her boundaries and she's eliminated people from her life who were energy vampires, quote unquote. And then she brings up Kimmy's get together, Galentine's get together. Melody is saying that people who have the potential to rev her up, she kind of stay away from. And the therapist is saying that's a good exercise. However, let's practice self control. Meaning, if you know these people have that potential, let's kind of create some ways that you control yourself from even engaging and still being in those spaces. And then she said, well, last year was the year of, she said, kumbaya. Thought it was kumbaya, but whatever. And that's what she was going to do last season. But now it's 2022. And if last season was kumbaya for you, the people who you was turned up with was not destiny. Well, I guess it was destiny. But if it is destiny, that is a thorn in your side. Maybe I'm stuck on this because this has been the contention for the whole season. So I see Destiny and Melody in both of their scenes, even though everybody say it is Destiny bringing it up every time. Maybe that's the truth and I just see into it. But Melody should address this precise reason she don't want to fuck with Destiny. I'm not saying that Melody should be fucking with Destiny. I'm saying stop being faint. Be authentic. You don't want to fuck with her because she drains your energy, or she bring you down, or she ain't on your level. Whatever the case may be, make it make sense. She talks shit about you. It really is not adding up, and it's making you look more like a liar. So 22 Miller, she ain't gonna let anybody say just any old thing to her because usually she's calm and peaceful, but now she's gonna be firing back. I thought that's what you've been doing. I thought that's what this whole series is about. Martell then slid on his business partner, Fred. Is this the same business partner from last year? Because he don't strike me as the same. Which would add to what I've been hypothesizing. This nigga can't do business for himself for nothing. He know his strength is partnership. So the entire world is saying the same thing to Martell, and for some reason, he is fighting us tooth and nail. But he go down to his partner, show them the schematics for what it is to build, dimensions on what they gonna build. Conversation transitions to what the partner really want to talk about. Martell just bring it up and say, what you gonna say? Me get my builder's license. And apparently his manager has also brought it up too. And the partner brought out some books with some highlights and tabs in it for him to study with. Why are you afraid of getting a builder's license? Because it seemed like you know the job. No, nigga, you should be laughing at him. So Fred, the business partner, start laughing when Martell says, ain't no reason to get my builder's license. And he said, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. No, that's a valid reason to laugh at that nigga. If I had that energy, I would laugh at that nigga as well. What you mean? You don't see no reason to get your builder's license. You forever want to be codependent in business? Martell, right when I was thinking that you were coming to your senses, you go right back to being an idiot. So Martell explains that he don't got to get a builder's license because men don't fall out like how the situation with him and Melody over 12 years of falling out was. So y'all can talk it out because y'all men. And so he'll never go through anything like that. Chances we take to be lazy, apparently. We down here to an event space where Kimmy has set up her Galentine's event. She and Tiffany comes in early and they're discussing the intention for the moment or for the event is to get everybody to the place of love that they once were in. So as Tiffany and Kimmy are doing that banter on how it's supposed to be going and set up, and who should mediate and who should whoop the whoop, Tisha comes in the door at just that moment. So as Tiffany play bartender, they do the small talk introduction, and there's a point in the conversation where they bring up Vegas, and then Tisha moves it on to, I heard about there was another party that y'all had that I wasn't invited to, but I still was the topic of discussion there, I heard. And then Kimmy is trying to set the tone like, hopefully we don't go into this event with that angst and energy. Low key, I believe Tisha will fight because she go, you see, I got my kicks on, and then Kimmy was like, hopefully it's not gonna come to that, and Tisha was like, I'm just kidding, I'm not fighting. That's them fighting words. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight. Just let me get close to this bitch. I don't know. Stormy coming off as Melody's flunky this year. She always get one each year. Melody, I don't want to be biased. I really don't. But her actions be making me go, why? So they come in the room. Everybody's kikiing and high with each other, except Tisha, who's keeping it really a buck, to be honest, because Tisha come in already knowing that y'all was talking about her at your party. So then Melody gets in a confessional talking about everybody's energy is good except for Tisha, which lets me know she already on some bullshit. The thing is, she already know that you said that she the ops. So why would she be giddy to greet you? You cannot be that self-centered to believe this person who you've openly admitted that is your ops, is your enemy, should greet you. Kimmy finally do me the favor of explaining what Galentine is. Galentine is, I guess, the homies' Valentine, where y'all share love amongst the homies. I like that. Kimmy does this game, essentially, where they're supposed to write a good thing about themselves and a misconception about themselves. It goes around the room, starts with Melody, misconception, she's selfish. Of many misconceptions she says there is about her. The misconception is she doesn't care about people's feelings. And then she said, I should have had a different misconception. The misconception is that I'm naive. And then Melody gets in the confessional and said, I have no comments about that. You all decide. She is naive. I just hate that they put, and that might be a matter of editing to play off the contention that Melody and Tisha has. But she shouldn't have had no commentary on that, because if you weren't naive when you were allowing Martell to come back all those times, then you thought it was okay for him to be out there. So let's not be judgmental in our naivete. Stormy's misconception is she's unapproachable. Tiffany's misconception is she's not messy and she actually dislikes drama. She misunderstood the assignment. She was supposed to say that the misconception is that she is messy and she likes drama. Destiny's misconception is that she's aggressive, and they making it seem like homegirl is aggressive. Maybe I don't see it on television. I know they play it up. She said she did a lot of work on herself, so to herself, she ain't aggressive. She didn't put in the work. Tisha said, F that kumbaya. So Kimmy goes into her spiel about how the misconceptions distort or become stumbling blocks in their effort to communicate. And then Tisha immediately go, let me stop you right there. I heard y'all was talking about me and whoever was... I do know why it's hilarious. It's hilarious because it's like, F all that bullshit, Kimmy. You know why we here. We here because they want to mention me in a setting I wasn't invited to, but pretend like I'm of no consequence to their day-to-day. Melody. So Melody down to the confessional, feigning unawareness as if she don't understand why Tisha would be on that. She turned hood real quick. Bitch, you was just talking about the ops. Hold on. So after the rigmarole of you said it, then Melody talking, you know what was what, but of course this is her way to unfold the conversation so she can act like she's oblivious to what actually happened, or try to guide it so she can have a got you moment. But she calls Kiki because Tisha said, Kiki said, girl, you had her over there just so you can talk shit about me and my husband. Melody get to dialing Kiki, and we are talking about discussing Tisha's husband or whatever down to my party. Tisha go, and you're on speakerphone, so tell the truth. People really be trying to finesse the response that they want, and that felt a little finesseful. Now it might be editing because all things considered, but that really did feel a bit finesseful. They're trying to figure out who brought up Tisha to even begin with to have a discussion at the party. According to what we saw as the audience, Melody had brought up the fact that something went down at the reunion. She could see how Tisha really was upset with her. You could tell because she kept throwing in her face that she tried to break up her marriage, and everybody had something to say about her marriage, and thus she brought up the conversation about, she first brought up Tisha and then went into the conversation about their marriage, which brought Kiki into it, which Kiki then says, well, we all know, and she has been in circumstances where she has to reevaluate her marriage. So it was Melody initiating that conversation. So to pretend like, unless it's editing, Because I remember the feeling I had when she brought up Tisha. Because I'm like, where's Tisha coming from in all of this? And I saw it being positioned like this the last episode when Stormy brought up, but it was Kiki who wanted to talk about Tisha all along. Even if that's the case, which it wasn't one from our vantage as the audience, but even if that's the case, she invited somebody. She was aware that they had an interest in talking bad about this person that Melody supposedly said she don't want to talk about. So this whole pretending like y'all wasn't up for the discussion and it wasn't me and it's lies. They all come to the conclusion that it was Kiki who had so much to say about Tisha. But it still doesn't negate that in all these seasons, you've been friends with this hoe and she ain't never been around. But how convenient the person you know will talk about the person y'all have in common. Y'all didn't talk about this supposed best friend that y'all have in common. Y'all talked about the person that you said you didn't want to talk about. It distracts the point. The point is still that Melody had something to say about somebody she said she didn't want to talk about. She backpedaling. Look at her backpedaling. So Tisha goes, so it's interesting because they've resolved that, no, we really weren't talking about you all like that. But we did have a little conversation about you. But you wasn't the topic of conversation. Tisha goes, but girl, it's interesting that you really wasn't friends with my cousin like that, but you still had her over. And so Melody, well, we always used to talk. Like, it's not that firm. I got my homie and we got a mutual homie. No, it's some very backpedalish type of rhetoric going on for Melody. That's her excuse every time. Y'all ain't that important to me. Get off the show, Melody. Their little thing is it's childish from Melody's vantage. And it's interesting that you invited her cousin that she said she knew before she knew Tisha and that they had been friends. And Tisha was like, y'all was kicking it friends. She was like, no, we didn't kick it like that. Yeah, it's convenient. You know her cousin conveniently. She goes, I don't have your people name in my mouth like that, Melody says. Y'all not that important. But that's her cop out to everything. Then why are you on this show? If nobody's important, what is your cipher then? I'm just shooting with the girls. And then you got Stormy as your pit bull. It really is looking like this. You got a new lap dog. Melody is so condescending. So Destiny feel like she got a point. And I feel like I know where she's going with this point. So she goes, one of the things you wanted to go into 2022, I guess she says, with a good energy. That's why you didn't invite me. Is that correct? Sounds like she's got her attorney hat on. Is that correct? Melody is like, you could tell she don't want to kind of answer these questions, but she was cool with that question. Yeah, girl, of course, yeah. Then she go, and one of the reasons we fell out is because you said I was associating with your op. And she said that's one of many reasons, which is confusing to me because these many reasons you haven't brought to the forefront. The one reason is that you said that Destiny was talking to your op, not the one, the two. That Destiny was talking to your op and she was talking bad about you with your op. So if that ain't the only reason, please share so we can get some clarity. But she's trying to backpedal as she always do and get this new pageant respond and make it viable to the audience in which she's trying to satisfy at the moment. But she backpedaling like that. So Tisha goes, what's that op? What's about the ops? Kimmy get a grandma answer like, yeah, it's a military term. It's a drill term, G. Anyway, it mean your opposition, your enemies. Tisha like doing all this extra shit. And Melody condescendingly, is Destiny talking to me or are we having a conversation? Destiny goes say, yeah, we are having a conversation. So she reiterates the questions. So she lands by saying, so I was talking to your ops, but yet you invite Tisha's cousin to your house? Exactly. Somebody with logic come stomping through. Yes, but the reality is she be on that same hypocritical bullshit all the time. Everything childish to Melody. Melody go, I don't have a problem with her. I've been friends with her for whoop de whoop. Destiny was like, but that's her blood cousin, girl. Make it make sense. When you catch Melody in her bad logic and her lies, what she does is tries to be condescending or belittling instead of addressing the point that is made. And so she goes, that is very childish. Girl, just address the point. Make it make sense, like Destiny said. Now when Destiny makes the point, Melody moves the goalpost. The goalpost is back to, No, my problem with you is you was talking negatively about me in the room. And so both Tisha and Destiny go, what did she say? Now, when caught with the question, what did she say? Now it's a deflection of, I'm not even talking to you. Just answer. I really want to know what she said. If the problem isn't the ops, which you tried to belittle that as the tenet of your problem when Destiny brought it to you in this conversation, that's one of many reasons. So of the many reasons, you have moved the goalpost to the next reason, which is what she was talking about in that room with Tisha. What was it? Make it clear to all of us. Melody straight up lied. She said she don't care about Destiny being friends with her. My problem is you was in a room next door to me and you talked negatively about me. Not only did she not say what they talked about, she also lied and saying that her issue isn't with her being friends with Tisha when she just readily had that scene where she said, you be with my op. I said back and I thought about it and I was like, I would never do that to you. So I was like, you know what? I'm not her friend anymore. You said that, Melody. You said that. You said she be kicking it with the ops and I wouldn't kick it with her ops, so why should I kick it with her? Tisha say that ain't fair. How Melody mad because Tisha jumped back after being called a bitch? Tisha made sense. Tell what she said. And then when Melody goes try to deflect the question, it don't matter what she said or whatever. And then Tisha goes, that's not fair. Then she's like, I'm not talking to you, bitch. Tisha jump up. Girl, you gonna make me cape for Tisha, girl. Tisha, girl. And Melody gonna be like mad because Tisha jumped up because you gonna bring me in the room with people I don't fool with. No, you don't have no logic that extend beyond your sparring partner that's been the idiot that is Martell. Now that these women are getting on a logical game with you and not playing this pretentious ass sorority game and just addressing you bar for bar, you look the fool. So she can acknowledge that's how it started it on the stage at the reunion now, but she couldn't acknowledge that Destiny never initiated any of those conversations then. It's very convenient. Would you just tell the truth? Because your logic keep moving. So on the stage, you knew it was Tisha just chiming in and Destiny like playing the sideline spectator to y'all conversation. Back then, that was Destiny's fault, but now you can see it. Melody's stance is she only got rowdy when she matched energy. Ain't nobody got that rowdy energy but you and Tisha. So she can go there too. Go where, Melody? You cannot go. You a lame for real. And you think you rowdy and you not. Keep it cute, ho. And you really trying to come off like you are a victim in all of this when in actuality you could sum all this up by being honest. Listen, Destiny, I don't fuck with you because I don't fuck with the company you keep. I don't fuck with you either because I don't like you. Keep it a buck. This would save a lot of time. But I feel like you orchestrating storylines because you really don't have no storyline because you know that Martell's storyline is played out. So now you got to pick with Destiny. And the way you playing Svengoolie and Svengali over here, it's really giving you are lacking a sense of reality. It really is playing delusional unless that's editing. Stormy jumping in asking questions. And Destiny like, ask her. And I'm with you, Destiny. That's your homegirl. I am not the homie. And you jumping in, mediating, and you listen, Stormy. I said I'm gonna like you till I don't like you. And I'm starting not to like y'all. So Kimmy jump in and say that's valid. If you have a question, they both can answer the question. Stormy go, but I'm asking her. The thing is, her ain't your friend. Melody is your friend. And if you really want clarity, instead of doing a pitbull sermon that you finna do, that Destiny just got off that ride doing, you might want to be clear and ask the homie you came with. Then she gonna come up and say, Melody, she don't never have nothing to say about y'all ever. So Melody bring up to her and Destiny had the conversation already. So she's going to go over it again. But I feel like she's finna revise the conversation they had. But let's see if she really gonna keep it a buck and consistent. How is she being aggressive by looking? No, I don't know. So anyway, I'm with Destiny. We've had this conversation. We've had this. It gets reiterated in your terms to fit the audience you feel it best suits. But you do not remain consistent based on the argument y'all just had about her inviting Kiki down to her party. You brought up the fact that this woman, in no uncertain terms, told you verbatim that Tisha and Martell was the ops. Now all of a sudden she backpedaling off her shit, and now she want to reiterate the conversation. No, what new lies would she come up with? It's for y'all. Why would Destiny sit there for that? So Stormy jump in like, I wouldn't even go in after that, after Destiny said what she said. And then they go back and forth, like, let her talk. Destiny's like, girl, you let her talk. You the one jumping in. So they go back and forth. And so Melody like, I don't want to go after that. And so she was like, well, we done then, Destiny said. So Stormy was like, good then, we doing. And so they on some petty back and forth shit. But I don't understand what Stormy dog in the fight. And they all get up, and then Kimmy and Tisha is trying to back Destiny down. Girl, you was not finna fight in that dress. Is you for real? Not no Stormy. What's a fucking Stormy? Melody has recruited her new Tiffany, her new Destiny, her new lapdog for the season, and it is going by the name of Stormy. I find Melody to be very irritating in a way that Martell was irritating me last season. And it's manipulatively irritating because she's not addressing any of the points. But what she is creating scenarios where she deflects herself out of needing to address what is about to be addressed. This whole conversation, she deflected when it came to Destiny. This choreography to remove yourself to have to answer to anything, and then this pretentious air as if you're above what you are perpetuating and initiating is very weird. Those who listen to me, again, I want to say thank you. You didn't have to do it, but you did. And to the record, I'm glad I get to be able to graffiti my ideas on the cloud to the ethos. Tell the future I said so.